Hello, everyone. This is Reverend Dr. Cynthia Red of thepreachers.org. The reason why I have the camera facing this way is because I want to shed some light on Socrates. Socrates was a street preacher. He had his own philosophies on what he thought life is and was. He thought that being good was wonderful. Okay? Some church preachers talk about good is just not enough. He looked for the goodness in God with questionable questions being brought and focused on students like Plato and Aristotle. But he was a street preacher. He was a street evangelist of listen to what I have to say, and I'm going to question you about your feelings pertaining to what I'm lecturing about at the time. And I'm hoping that I receive a different answer every time, which is like being a surveyor. A telephone interview. Somebody calls you and asks you a bunch of questions. We call it market research, right? And in the end, each question may not end on an open typed up response. They may be yes and no, closed ended, or open response where you have to type it in. So basically, that's where Socrates is in the Bible. He is not written in the Bible, but his methodology of being a preacher is in the Bible. One of the gifts of the fivefold ministry is the preacher. Is the preacher. So the knot that's up in this curtain allows me to sit behind my curtain and watch the events of the park that I live in, my mobile home park, okay? And allow me to question those events based on the way people are responding to each other. And then I can draw my own conclusion. But when I'm looking at Socrates, I see nothing but all our street preachers. And I see our ministers of the pulpit, such as myself, preaching. So Socrates, if you say the man is good, for example, well, why is he good? Then Socrates would look for the simplest way to explain that situation and ask a question. But most of his writing was directed to his pupil, Plato. So when you look at the scriptures that they sent in John, you have a John, First John, where you go in and they give Socrates some scriptures, but those scriptures are to try and be prophetic, but they're not. What it shows about Socrates is that Socrates was a researcher of the mind and the thought patterns of man, their perception. That's who Socrates is. Enjoy your day. Amen. Those who want to give their life to the Lord should at this time. Amen. It is right to do so. God so loved the world, he gave his only begotten Son, that whomsoever believeth on him shall neither hunger but have everlasting life. John 3:16. Amen.